Hi everyone, welcome to the first episode of the SYL Podcast. I'm Keith, a participant in the Summer Youth Leadership Program, also known as SYLP, where young Asian American students come together to learn, lead, and connect with our community. This year's theme for SYLP is Bridging the Gap, reconnecting our cultures and communities. It's a powerful message that challenges us to reflect on how we can close the distance between generations, between cultures, and even within ourselves. In this podcast, we'll be talking with some of Seattle's most inspiring Asian American leaders, from community organizers and media pioneers to youth advocates and professionals. To hear their stories, learn from their journeys, and explore what it means to truly bridge the gap in our communities. We'll also hear from the fellow SYLP members and program coordinators to get the youth perspective, how young people like us are rediscovering our identities and building a stronger future together. So whether you're here to learn more about local leadership, reconnect with your culture, or just hear some inspiring stories, you're in the right place. Let's get started. What's your name and how do you identify culturally or ethnically?
안녕, I am Jeffrey, very cool Haitian man, very nice. You are all very beautiful, and I am glad to be here, Kit. Yeah.
What made you want to join SYLP?
I want to join SYLP to become good leader and make a good connection. Very cool.
What was your first impression of SYLP and how has it changed over time?
My first impression of SYLP was that it was a little underwhelming because of the lack of people that I thought were going to be here, and the calming kind of environment the room had. At first, I thought it was going to be a little more challenging because as soon as I stepped in here, I thought it would be some aggressive sort of approach to leadership, as a lot of people fear once they first get into things. But as I realized with the first 6 days of school, it would definitely got better. I liked to see that people were all very welcoming and everybody was glad to be able to make friends. Just like people like Andrew, who is not focused and he's always outside doing something weird. And a bunch of the other people like Naomi, Bella, Sydney, Jasmine, and Melinda, as well as Keith, which we have right here, our beautiful host.
Thank you. Have you learned anything new about your culture through this program?
Yeah, I definitely have. Going through Chinatown, it's definitely interesting to see all the sights and just kind of go through and appreciate how people before me have come to create such a beautiful town called the CID.
Was there a specific moment in SYLP that helped you feel more connected to your heritage?
Yeah, I think that going through the Wing Luke Museum was definitely one of the places where I got to learn not only about my heritage, but the heritage of others, like Kyler Panang, who was an amazing artist. I got to see some of his paintings, as well as the other exhibits that showed old heritageal items, such as like rice cookers, clothing, anything else like that. And the rooms, they gave a good insight about the mistreatment and the triumphs that a lot of the Asian people in this area, not only in this area, had to go through. So I think the Wing Luke Museum was a prominent place for me to learn about heritage, not only mine but others too.
How do you find community?
Finding community is something that is subjective to you and the people that you associate yourself with. And the people you associate yourself with is part of your own community. And I think that going through these communities, finding friends, finding topics that you like. Just getting into something that makes you happy can help you build community by helping you meet new people, bring you into these different communities and creating them at the same time.
Do you feel more confident in your identity after this experience? Why or why not?
After this experience, yes. I definitely think that being in the SYLP program has brought a sense of kind of being able to share with these people, and not only these people, but a lot of the people that are similar to me, that have similar experiences, similar challenges. And I think that it's a good way to relate to other people and kind of make connections between each other.
How do you plan to take what you've learned in SYLP into your life outside the program?
I definitely see myself being more confident, especially within jobs, interviews, and stuff like that. It's been good to learn about how to demonstrate yourself and how to represent yourself while you're out there, just in general. Being more confident, being able to share, being able to open up, being vulnerable is a good way to connect with people and just let them know that you trust them. And I think that's how I'll be able to use just my confidence and my leadership skills as well, because part of being a good listener is being able to take in and listen to these vulnerabilities that people have.
What does bridging the gap mean to you personally?
To me personally, I think that bridging the gap is not only associated with you connecting to your Asian heritage or whichever heritage you have. To me, it's thinking about how to live your life and connect yourself to these different places that you wouldn't normally. And bridging this gap is like pushing yourself to become better within the future, like making a bridge towards something that you like, whether it be confidence, leadership, making new friends, other things like that. It's just important to be able to learn how to do these things, and that's how I think that bridging the gap will kind of show itself within the future.
How do you think young people like us can reconnect with our cultures?
Young people like us, I think that it's difficult because a lot of the things that were around before have slowly started to disappear. Some purposefully, some accidentally, but there's most of the time, not always, there's figures around that can help you to just learn, talk to if you like, and just make connections to your old past as you kind of learn what was before you, what came before you, what might come after you, and how you can spread that information and heritage within the world you live in now.
What do you think older generations can learn from our generation?
I think that what the older generation was deprived of was being able to live like if you were to be seen as a normal human being. Before, I think that people were definitely divided due to differences, like internment camps for Japanese people during World War II, or the China Exclusion Act. I think that not only it was hard for people to learn how to become human, but I think that now if people try, I think they could learn how to relax a little bit and find their own happiness when it comes to just trying to live their life to the fullest.
What are some challenges Asian youth faces when it comes to identity or representation?
I think that Asian youth, most of the time it's hard to find where you came from. If you're struggling with that, finding representation, you really need to be able to have somebody there to bring you into a group or bring you back towards your heritage in order for you to really find where that representation came from and how to represent yourself in the future.
Have you had conversations with your family about culture since joining SYLP?
Since joining SYLP, yeah, definitely. I've had good conversations with both my parents about how their struggles and their triumphs have made them who they are today, and definitely how those struggles kind of built their family up from when they did immigrate from wherever they came from to the U.S.
What has been your favorite workshop or event in SYLP thus far?
I think my favorite workshop has definitely been Maddie Shan's drawing workshop. It not only taught me how to be happy with my skills and how I should improve them, but at the same time being confident and just relaxing and having fun when it comes to anything.
What role does storytelling play in reconnecting cultures?
Storytelling, I think that a lot of the time people view it as just entertainment, but as kids grow older, they're going to lose sight of where they came from, and if storytelling is not there at a young age, or even now, people are in their early 20s, teens, even 30s, 40s, anything like that. Storytelling, even as a form of entertainment, can get information across just as well as any other platform, whether it be a newspaper or something like that, media articles. Storytelling is just a way of getting tradition from one place to another in a form that will make everything like fun for everybody else.
How has SYLP helped you make new connections or friendships?
SYLP definitely has brought me to make a bunch of new friends. I think that even just being here and learning how to be more confident is a good way to make friends. Just go up to somebody, ask them something that you think they'd like, or find a connection. Just keep talking. As long as you keep talking, you'll find something in common. I didn't even have to talk to Andrew, and actually I did, and it was very awkward, but we ended up friends. And here with Keith, he's a good friend, and just talk. All you have to do is talk just to make connections, and you'll find yourself some new people.
Do you see yourself as a future leader in your community? Why or why not?
I do hopefully see myself as a future leader in this community, because as an Asian American, it's hard to be able to open up to other people, especially in a leadership position. You need to be able to open up, but as some other Asian American people might know, the feeling of having to keep your emotions contained and to yourself. But being a leader, it requires some sort of vulnerability, and that vulnerability can kind of push you out into a new world and to try new things and help other people when it comes time.
What are some values from your culture that you want to pass on to future generations?
Some values from my culture are being strong and pushing forward when you need to. It's always good to just keep your mind on a goal, don't give up, and reach for what you really want in life.
What advice would you give to someone who feels disconnected from their identity?
Somebody who feels disconnected from your identity, I think that with time you can definitely find it. As you move through your life, find people that you know are at least a little bit related to your heritage or your culture as you're growing up, and as you make those connections, you can bring yourself into these communities that share their culture and share tradition that are from where you stand.
If you could create your own community event, what would it be like?
Creating a community event can be difficult, especially when there's so many different people. But with so many different people, it will definitely bring in a lot more tradition and culture. And with these different cultures, they might blend together and kind of bring everybody together. So these community events might look like different foods or different sections where people can find similarities between each other, or just even having like a small get-together talk, such as like talks about clothing or anything like that. Anything simple is a good way just to make a connection through community events.
Finally, what's one thing you're proud about your culture?
I'm very proud the culture. The very cool Vietnam, very strong Vietnam and China very cool. I very like very bright, very cool.
Well, thank you, Jeffrey, for coming to our podcast. What you said was very inspiring, and
Thank you.
tune in next time to our next interviewee. Thank you.
안녕.